All right, guys, so this video is going to focus on how to multiply radical expressions together. So when it comes to multiplying radicals, I like to think of them very similar to multiplying just polynomial terms together, numbers and variables together, because hopefully what we do know about an example like this is we can only multiply like things together. X could be multiplied with an X, a number could be multiplied with a number. So if I actually carry out this multiplication here, the 2 actually drops down and we do x times x to make it x squared. Then we drop down the minus sign and 2 times 5 is 10, and this x is kind of along for the ride. We drop that down as well. So that same concept there is used to multiply radicals. Because when it comes to multiplying radicals, we can only multiply like things together. A radical times a radical, a number times a number. If we're combining a radical and a number together, essentially they kind of just combine and drop down because they're not the same. We can't actually multiply them together. Now, since I have a radical expression here where it's a binomial and a binomial, I'm actually going to use the FOIL method and how to multiply this. So even though FOIL method is typically for polynomials, it's perfectly fine using that here as well. So FOIL method, F stands for first. So the first term in each one of these, square root of 3 times square root of 6. We can use the product rule to multiply that together, and the product rule says that we're going to keep our radical and we multiply what's underneath the square root. 3 times 6 is 18. Then the next thing after F is O, so that's the outside, the one on the edges there. So negative 5 times square root of 3 is just negative 5 times square root of 3. They're not the same, they're not like terms, so they just combine and drop down. Similarly here with I, so I stands for inside, so these are these inside two terms right over here. 2 times square root of 6 is just 2 times square root of 6. Again, those just combine and drop down. L stands for last, so the last two things here, 2 times negative 5. We can definitely multiply 2 times negative 5. We get a negative 10 there. Then the next thing that we need to look for is we need to see if there's any simplifying that we can do. So remember when it comes to combining radicals, so similar to combining like terms, we can only combine radicals if they have the same thing underneath the radical. So if the radicand is the same. So here I have an 18, a 3, and a 6. None of those are the same, so I can't combine anything right now. But what we do need to look for is to see, well, can anything be simplified? Can one of these radicals here be simplified further? So again, that's thinking, do we have a perfect square inside of one of these? Can we break them up? Can we simplify them further? Now, looking at a 6, we definitely don't have a perfect square inside of a 6. Remember, your perfect squares are like 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, and so forth. Nothing inside of a 3, nothing inside of a 6, nothing inside of a 3, though we would be able to simplify the square root of 18. Keep in mind that the square root of 18, so 18 is 9 times 2. We would be able to take the square root of 9, that's going to give us a 3, drop down the square root of 2. So if you need a refresher in simplifying radicals, maybe go and watch one of the other videos first, because you are going to have to deal with some simplifying sometime when it comes to the multiplication. Otherwise, nothing else simplified, so I'm really just going to drop down the rest of the problem. I still don't have the same radicands here, so I can't combine any of these terms. And since I'm done simplifying every single one of these, there's just nothing left to do. This is the solution here.